All right, last section in chapter 6 that we're going to cover is on trapezoids. And a trapezoid is not a parallelogram because it only has one pair, exactly one pair of parallel sides, not two pairs of opposite. So we can see here on this picture, the top and bottom, what we refer to as the bases, are parallel. The sides of them we refer to as the legs of the trapezoid. And so the bases are parallel, the bases are not congruent, and then the legs are on the sides. Now, an isosceles trapezoid, which is the one that we're mainly going to focus on, we can see a little bit better here that the legs are congruent. It's symmetrical, right? It's symmetrical. The legs are congruent. We've got our parallel bases. And then also, I'm going to draw in the diagonals here for fun. So the diagonals, just like a rectangle, the diagonals are also congruent here. Because we have parallel lines, when we talk about properties of an isosceles trapezoid, because of parallel lines, if we think about it, this line and this line, these angles here, the big and the small, add up to 180 because they're that same side interior. They add up to 180. So also the two big angles, so the big angles are congruent at the top, the small angles are congruent on the bottom, and a big plus a small equals 180. So when we look at a problem like this, an example, when we have congruent sides, we also have congruent angles on the bottom, okay? So angle F is 65, just like angle C. And then remember what we just talked about was angle D plus angle C has to equal 180. So in other words, angle D plus 65 is equal to 180. And so if we subtract 65 from both sides, we're going to have angle D is equal to 115 degrees. So let's see, we have angle D equal to 115. Oh, angle E will also be 115, and then we said angle F is 65. So the top angles will be the same, the bottom angles will be the same. And a top and a bottom together equal 180. So that's what we have to remember. So angle E is equal to 115 as well, and angle F is equal to 65. So we found them all. This one here will be similar. This will be 106, the same as the other top angle. The two big angles will be the same. So angle S equals 106. Now, remember that a small and a big together equal 180. So 106 plus angle P equals 180. So if we subtract 106 from both sides, we get angle P is equal to 74. And so if this is 74, then, then this also is 74 degrees. So we have angle P equal to 74, angle Q equals 74. That's it. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the diagonals are congruent. So diagonals congruent is what we have for those isosceles trapezoids. The last thing we're going to talk about is the midsegment. So a midsegment is the midpoint of one side, the midpoint of the other. We join them. And what happens is the midsegment is half of the average of the two bases. So in other words, TP is one base, RA is one base. Notice right here, TP plus RA divided by 2 is equal to MN. Or in other words, the midsegment, midsegment is equal to base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. That might be how you want to remember it. So, in this case, we've got x's and everything else. So that's no big deal. So here's my mid-segment. So x plus 2 is equal to, this is my b1 and this is my b2. Okay, so it's equal to 4x plus 10 plus 8, all divided by 2. So that means that x plus 2 is equal to 4x plus 18 divided by 2. Or in other words, x plus 2 is equal to 2x plus 9 when I divide everything by 2. And then now it's just a matter of moving things around. So 2 equals x plus 9 minus 9 minus 9. Looks like negative 7 equals x. And that's it. So, oh, I see what happened. I made a boo-boo. Because I'm like, x cannot be negative. X cannot be negative. Because x can sometimes be negative, but not when it makes a side negative. So here was my boo-boo. Minus 10. See, it was supposed to be minus 10. So this is going to be not plus, but minus 2. There we go. So now we're going to have x plus 2 equals 2x minus 1. And now moving things around, we get 2 equals x minus 1 plus 1 plus 1. And my final answer is 3 is equal to x. There we go. Let's do this last problem. This is my mid-segment. This is like my B1, and this is my B2. So 2x plus 11 is equal to B1 plus B2, all divided by 2. So 2x plus 11 is equal to, let's see, 8x minus 2 divided by 2. Or 2x plus 11 is equal to 4x minus 1. I'm going to move this over here. 11 equals 2x minus 1 plus 1 plus 1. 12 equals 2x. X equals 6. And there we go. So, isosceles trapezoids, symmetrical. Upper angles congruent, lower angles congruent. An upper plus a lower equals 180. Diagonals congruent, and then we had our mid-segment. The mid-segment is the average of the bases. So B1 plus B2 divided by 2. And that's it.